Well, today it's a bit of a sad vlog, really, but we thought we'd anyway chat about it because I think it's something that all of us suffer from, and that is losing a loved one. And I don't mean a person, I mean a pet. And recently Grace has lost her beloved Jack Russell. Jack, how old was he?
He was 15 and a half.
Good life.
Oh yes, I mean he had a very, very interesting life, and he was much loved and looked after.
Great character.
Yes, but there came a time when he couldn't see, he couldn't hear properly, he was generally very bewildered. He'd actually been attacked by a Japanese Akita, and although he'd recovered physically, mentally, he never really recovered. So it wasn't, there was no quality of life at all. So much as it was a really, really difficult decision and we put it off for a long time, I do know we did the right thing, and I'm actually going to write a post for CountryWives magazine about what actually happens when a dog gets put to sleep, because I think we all are aware how emotional it is and how much you miss the pet. It could be a cat, dog, rabbit, whatever. But I don't know, we had never been in this situation before, so it was all completely new to us.
Did you have your vet come to you?
We did, because we have another dog, and we thought it would be less stressful for both of them, actually, that if they were in an environment they knew. But you also had, your dog died in a completely different
way, and in actual fact my dog died with us, and when we took his body to the vet to have it cremated, the vet wanted to know all about it because she actually said she'd never seen a dog die, because nowadays dogs live to a long age and in the main they get put to sleep.
Yeah, or unless they have a car accident or something.
Exactly. And it was the most extraordinary day. It was Valentine's Day, I remember it well. Oh. It was so sad. And he hadn't been well, and we knew he'd been in the vets and stayed overnight quite a few times, and we brought him home, and the vet had said, listen, have the last few days with him, but I think we're going to have to put him to sleep. I don't think he's going to eat or drink, and the kidneys will fail and so on. So we had him home, and it was Sunday, and he suddenly, just having not really walked at all for 3 days, got up, walked outside, sat there, sniffed the air, looked around, came in, went round, didn't go back to his dog bed, went round behind the sofa, sat there, and then just bayed. I can only describe it as a sort of a long howl, at which my husband and I rushed to him. He lay down and he put his head in my lap, and he had a heart attack and died. And it was just the way that he knew. And it was the way that the other dog, I don't know if you had this with Hera, but my other dog, Barney, went over and sort of looked at him when he was outside and nuzzled him, and then when he went off to behind the sofa, Barney went out into the garden as if to say, no, I don't want to see this. I think they knew.
Yes, our second dog did exactly that. He only came out when Jack, the Jack Russell, had gone to sleep, to put it euphemistically. But one of the things that my husband and I were talking about afterwards was actually, this is a very humane thing to do, because we've got people who have got dementia, who are living terrible, almost
or Parkinson's or MS,
yes, or some horrible disease, or whatever it might be, and they are just lingering. Actually a pet has a better option.
Yeah, we're kinder to our pets than we are to human beings. We really are. I do agree with you.
It's shocking, and I know it's not a straightforward thing, and we don't want people being, we don't want euthanasia unless it's done absolutely properly and with the absolute consent of the person and so on. And I know you can do it in Switzerland and everything, but there are so many cases, aren't there, of people who really just have had enough. They've got the most terrible, debilitating disease, and they just have to linger on, and they're not allowed to you know.
And also,
sort it out
do you not find
themselves.
with dogs, the vet will advise you, but ultimately it is your decision, as you know, because obviously a dog can't talk, but in a way you sort of feel that should be the same with human beings.
You do.
That, you know, the doctors advise but don't dictate, and then it's for you because you understand the dog. You know when his quality of life and he's not having fun, and the quality of life is fading, and
Yeah.
But it's just, I don't know about you, but I remember I lost a dog the same week as I lost my father, and the dog died first, and my father had bred him, and he was very fond of him. The dog. The last few days my father of his life, he insisted on staying with my father, not coming home with me. It was quite bizarre. Anyway, something happened. I remember he started coughing up foam or something. I took him to the vet and they said he's got a tumour. This is the dog. And they put him to sleep. And I went over to tell my father, and he said, oh good, he'll be waiting for me when I get. It was
that's
so
so
sweet.
nice.
Yeah, it was lovely. But you know, the animals are so special in our lives, aren't they? Because they love us unconditionally.
Yeah.
They don't argue with us,
No.
do they? They don't disagree with us. And they're just always there, aren't they, at the right moment, you know?
Well, I went to pick up our dog's ashes on Friday, and it was really funny. I thought I'd be really sad, but actually, driving back from the pet crematorium, I just had the most funny, happy memories of him.
Yeah.
And I think that's how I'm definitely not going to remember the last year so much, because he wasn't the dog that we knew. He had got all these ailments and things, but I'm really happy to remember him, how he was, and all the funny things he did. And I think that's all we can hope for, that people remember about us, isn't it?
I know.
You know, not when we're dribbling in a nursing home.
Exactly, I know. Yeah, because dogs are proud. They don't want to, you know, they don't like messing their beds and things.
No,
like
and
that.
they're very intelligent,
Yeah.
aren't they?
Yeah.
Very intelligent.
Yeah. Anyway, so we hope that might help other people who are going through the same
Yes.
sort of process, having to make these decisions. When's the right time for them to put their dog to sleep? So that's it from us. Bye.
Okay, bye.